In the Quran, the story of the universe begins with a powerful idea that everything we see around us, the sky above, the earth beneath our feet, the stars shining in the darkness, and the vast space beyond human imagination, all come from one creator. The Quran repeatedly invites human beings to look at the universe carefully and reflect on how it came into existence. It encourages people not only to believe, but also to observe, to think, and to explore. The message is not presented like a science textbook, but rather as a journey of wonder, guiding the human mind to notice patterns, balance, and purpose in the cosmos. The Quran explains that the heavens and the earth were not always as they are today. At the beginning, they were once joined together as a single reality, and then they were separated. This idea appears in a verse where God says that the heavens and the earth were once a single joined entity, and then they were split apart. After that separation, life began to emerge, and water became a key element for living things. The Quran reminds humans that every living thing was made from water, inviting them to think deeply about the connection between life and the basic elements of the universe. As the Quran describes creation, it often speaks about the heavens being built in layers or levels. These heavens are not simply the blue sky people see during the day. They represent vast regions of the universe that stretch far beyond human sight. The Quran describes the sky as something carefully constructed, strong, and balanced, yet without visible cracks or flaws. It invites the reader to look up again and again, asking whether they can find any weakness in this immense structure. This invitation creates a sense of curiosity and humility. The universe is presented as both beautiful and precise, something that inspires awe but also encourages investigation. The Quran also explains that the sun and the moon move in calculated paths. They are not random lights in the sky, but parts of a system that follows exact rules. The sun provides light and warmth, while the moon reflects light and helps mark time. Their movement allows humans to measure days, months, and years. The Quran says that these bodies swim through space in their own orbits. This simple yet powerful description encourages people to imagine the sky not as a flat ceiling, but as a dynamic and active universe where celestial bodies move continuously. Another important idea in the Quran is that the universe was created in stages. Creation did not appear instantly in its final form. Instead, it developed step by step according to divine wisdom. The Quran speaks about the creation of the heavens and the earth in 6 periods. These periods are not necessarily the same as human days. Rather, they represent phases in the unfolding of the universe. By describing creation in stages, the Quran presents a universe that grows and evolves under the command of its creator. This concept encourages reflection about the long and complex history of the cosmos. The Quran also describes the sky as something that was raised and expanded. One verse explains that God built the heaven with power and continues expanding it. This idea inspires many readers to think about the immense scale of the universe. The Quran does not explain the scientific mechanisms behind expansion, but it highlights the greatness of the cosmos and reminds humans that creation is vast and still unfolding. Through such descriptions, the Quran opens the door for curiosity and exploration. People are encouraged to study the universe and discover more about how it works. Throughout the Quran, the stars are described as signs placed in the sky. They are sources of beauty that decorate the night and also serve practical purposes. The Quran says that stars can guide travelers in the darkness, especially those crossing deserts or seas. At the same time, the stars remind people of the immense size of the universe. When humans look at the night sky, they see countless lights spread across space. The Quran encourages them to see these lights not only as physical objects, but also as signs pointing toward the greatness of their creator. Another theme in the Quran is balance. The universe is described as a system where everything is measured and proportioned. Nothing exists without order. The Quran explains that the sun and the moon follow precise calculation and that the sky has been raised with balance, so that humans should not disturb that balance. This message teaches that the universe operates according to harmony. From a movement of galaxies to the growth of plants on Earth, everything follows patterns that maintain stability in the world. The Quran also describes the Earth as a prepared home for human life. After mentioning the creation of the heavens, the Quran often turns attention to the Earth. It speaks about mountains placed firmly in the ground, rivers flowing across the land, and plants growing from the soil. These features are described as gifts that support life. The Quran invites people to walk across the Earth and observe its landscapes, reminding them that the planet is filled with signs waiting to be discovered. By linking the Earth with the larger universe, the Quran shows that human life is part of a much bigger cosmic story. The creation of night and day is another example used by the Quran to highlight the wonders of the universe. The alternation of darkness and light is described as a sign for those who think. The Quran explains that night covers the earth like a garment, bringing rest and calm, while day brings light for activity and work. This cycle repeats every day, showing the reliability of the natural order. By paying attention to these rhythms, people begin to appreciate how carefully the universe has been arranged. The Quran also emphasizes that everything in the universe follows the command of its creator. Stars, planets, winds, clouds, and oceans all move according to laws that God has established. These laws are consistent and dependable, allowing humans to study them and learn from them. In this way, the Quran encourages the pursuit of knowledge. Observing the universe is not discouraged. It is presented as a way to deepen understanding and appreciation of creation. As people explore the cosmos, they are reminded that every discovery reveals another layer of complexity and beauty. The Quran frequently asks rhetorical questions to awaken curiosity. It asks whether humans have considered how the sky was raised, how the mountains were set in place, and how the earth was spread out. These questions invite reflection rather than forcing a simple answer. The purpose is to inspire a sense of wonder. When people think about the vastness of space or the intricate systems within nature, they begin to realize that the universe is not random chaos. Instead, it appears as a carefully ordered reality filled with meaning and purpose. Another powerful message in the Quran is that the universe is not eternal in its present form. Just as it had a beginning, it will also experience transformation in the future. The Quran speaks about a time when the heavens will be folded up and the earth will be changed. This reminder places human life within a larger timeline of cosmic events. It shows that the universe is part of a greater plan that extends beyond what humans can currently see. While describing these future events, the Quran again encourages humility and reflection. Throughout these descriptions, the Quran maintains a tone that combines beauty, mystery, and encouragement. It does not overwhelm the reader with technical details. Instead, it paints a picture that stimulates imagination and curiosity. The universe becomes like an open book filled with signs. Every star, every cloud, every mountain, and every drop of rain becomes part of a grand story of creation. By observing these signs, humans are invited to discover both knowledge and meaning. In this way, the Quran presents the universe as a place of exploration. Looking at the sky, studying nature, and asking questions about the cosmos are all ways to appreciate the wonders of creation. The more people observe the universe, the more they realize how vast and mysterious it is. The Quran encourages this journey of discovery while reminding humans that behind the complexity of the cosmos stands a creator who brought everything into existence with wisdom and purpose. As the Quran continues guiding the human mind toward the wonders of the universe, it repeatedly invites people to slow down and observe the world around them. The message is clear and powerful. The universe is not silent. It is constantly speaking through signs, patterns, and harmony. When people look at the sky, the earth, the changing weather, and the movement of celestial bodies, they're actually looking at a grand display of creation. The Quran reminds humans that the Creator did not make the heavens and the earth without purpose. Everything exists with meaning and intention. This idea encourages people to explore the universe with curiosity while also recognizing the deeper wisdom behind it. The Quran describes the sky as a protected canopy spread above the earth. It explains that the sky was made into a roof that safeguards life below. This description invites reflection about how delicate life on Earth truly is and how many unseen systems support it. The Quran encourages people to think about the balance that allows the planet to sustain life. It draws attention to clouds that move across the sky, carrying water that will later fall as rain. This rain revives the land, brings plants to life, fills rivers, and supports animals and humans alike. The cycle repeats again and again, showing that the universe operates through continuous systems that support life. Another fascinating theme in the Quran is the transformation of the earth after rain. The scripture describes how dry land appears lifeless and silent, but when rain falls, the earth begins to move and swell as plants start to grow. This transformation is described as a sign for those who reflect. It reminds people that life can emerge from what seems like emptiness. In the same way that barren land becomes green again, the Quran uses this example to illustrate the creative power that exists within the universe. The same power that revives the earth again and again is the power that brought the universe into existence in the first place. The Quran also directs attention to the winds. It explains that winds are sent as carriers of good news before the rain arrives. The winds move clouds from one place to another, gathering moisture and preparing the sky for rainfall. This simple observation encourages humans to notice how different parts of nature work together in harmony. Nothing in the universe works alone. The wind, the clouds, the rain, and the earth all interact as parts of a larger system. By reflecting on these connections, people begin to understand the complexity and beauty of the natural world. When the Quran speaks about the stars, it often emphasizes their beauty and their role as signs. On a clear night, when humans look up, they see countless points of light scattered across the darkness. The Quran describes these stars as adornments of the sky. Their beauty inspires wonder and reminds people that the universe is far greater than what can be seen during the day. At the same time, the Quran explains that stars help guide travelers who move across deserts and oceans at night. For centuries, humans have relied on the stars to find direction. This connection between beauty and usefulness highlights the thoughtful design within the universe. The Quran also draws attention to the movement of shadows on Earth. As the sun moves across the sky, shadows grow longer and shorter. The scripture invites people to observe how shadows stretch in the morning and shrink toward midday, then lengthen again in the evening. This daily pattern shows the steady movement of the sun and the rotation of the earth. The Quran uses this simple observation to remind humans that even the smallest details in the world reflect the order of creation. Nothing happens randomly. Every movement follows a rhythm that has been established within the universe. Another powerful image described in the Quran is the creation of mountains. The scripture explains that mountains were placed on the earth to stabilize it and prevent it from shaking excessively. Mountains rise high above the land, but much of their structure exists deep below the surface. They stand as massive pillars that shape landscapes and influence weather patterns. By mentioning mountains, the Quran invites humans to look at the earth not just as flat land, but as a complex planet filled with geological structures that support balance and stability. The Quran also describes how different regions of the earth produce different kinds of plants and fruits, even though they may share the same soil and water. This diversity is presented as a sign of creativity within the universe. From the same earth and the same rain, countless varieties of plants grow, each with its own taste, color, and form. The Quran encourages people to think about this diversity and recognize that the universe is full of variety and richness. This idea sparks curiosity about biology, ecosystems, and the incredible processes that support life on Earth. Throughout these reflections, the Quran keeps returning to the idea of balance. The universe is described as a place where everything has been measured precisely. The sun rises and sets at its appointed time. The moon passes through phases that mark the passage of months. The tides of the oceans move in regular cycles. Plants grow according to seasons. All of these patterns form a network of balance that keeps the world functioning. The Quran warns humans not to disrupt this balance through injustice or carelessness. By respecting the harmony of nature, people become part of the larger order of the universe. The Quran also highlights the difference between human knowledge and the vastness of creation. It reminds people that while they may discover many things about the universe, there will always be more beyond their understanding. This message does not discourage learning. Instead, it encourages humility. The more humans learn about the universe, the more they realize how vast it truly is. Galaxies stretch across unimaginable distances, stars form and fade, and new mysteries appear with every discovery. The Quran encourages this journey of exploration while reminding people that knowledge itself is a gift. Another striking theme in the Quran is the way it connects the universe with human awareness. The scripture often asks people whether they reflect, whether they observe, and whether they think deeply about what they see. The universe is presented not only as a physical place, but also as a source of inspiration for the human mind. By observing the sky, the earth, and the cycles of nature, people develop a deeper sense of wonder. They begin to ask bigger questions about existence, purpose, and the origin of everything. The Quran encourages these questions because they lead people toward greater understanding. As the discussion of creation continues, the Quran describes how the night sky becomes a moment of reflection for those who are thoughtful. When darkness spreads and the stars appear, the world becomes quiet. In that calm moment, people can look upward and feel the vastness of space. The Quran explains that in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of night and day, there are signs for those who think deeply. This verse reminds humans that the universe is full of lessons waiting to be discovered by those who are willing to reflect. The Quran also reminds people that the same creator who designed the universe also gave humans the ability to observe and understand it. Eyes allow people to see the stars, ears allow them to hear the winds and oceans, and minds allow them to analyze patterns and ask questions. These abilities turn human beings into explorers of the universe. By using their senses and intelligence, people can learn more about the world around them and appreciate the beauty of creation. In this way, the Quran presents the universe as both a physical reality and a source of inspiration. Every element of the cosmos becomes an invitation to explore. The rising of the sun, the shining of the moon, the movement of clouds, the growth of forests, and the vastness of space all encourage humans to look deeper. The Quran does not close the door on curiosity. Instead, it opens it wide, inviting people to continue discovering the wonders of the universe while remembering the Creator who made it all possible. As the Quran continues describing the universe, it invites human beings to move beyond simple observation and begin a deeper journey of reflection. The message becomes even more powerful as it shows that the universe is not only vast, but also filled with purposeful design. Every element in creation appears connected to another, forming a grand system that supports life and balance. The Quran often encourages people to travel across the earth and observe the beginnings of creation. This invitation is like a call to explore mountains, oceans, deserts, and skies while thinking about how everything came into existence. By traveling and observing, humans start to realize that the universe is far more complex and beautiful than it may appear at first glance. One of the powerful descriptions found in the Quran is the way the sky is built without visible pillars. The scripture tells humans to look upward and notice that the heavens stand high above them without any supports that they can see. This simple but striking image encourages people to think about the immense forces that hold the universe together. The sky appears calm and stable, yet within it exist powerful systems such as gravity, motion, and energy that maintain order among countless celestial bodies. By reflecting on this, humans begin to appreciate the precision that governs the universe. The Quran also explains that the sun is like a shining lamp placed in the sky. It gives warmth and light that make life possible on Earth. Without the sun, the planet would be a cold and dark world where life could not survive. The Quran presents the sun as a blessing that supports growth, seasons, and the rhythm of daily life. Every morning when the sun rises, it signals the start of activity across the planet. Plants begin photosynthesis, animals search for food, and humans begin their daily work. This daily event may seem ordinary, but the Quran reminds people that it is actually part of a vast cosmic system carefully arranged to sustain life. Alongside the sun, the Quran speaks about the moon and its phases. The moon changes shape throughout the month, moving from a thin crescent to a full bright circle and then returning again to a crescent. This cycle has been observed by humans for thousands of years and has helped them measure time. The Quran describes how the moon passes through stages until it returns to its old curved form like a dried palm branch. This poetic image invites people to notice the beauty of the night sky and the regular rhythm that governs the movement of celestial bodies. These cycles remind humans that the universe operates according to patterns that repeat with incredible consistency. Another theme that appears in the Quran is the spreading of the earth as a comfortable place for life. The scripture describes how the earth was laid out with pathways, rivers, and fertile lands. These features make it possible for humans and animals to live, travel, and build communities. The Quran often invites people to walk across the earth and observe how its landscapes differ from place to place. Some regions contain towering mountains, while others hold vast plains or deep valleys. Some lands are dry deserts, while others are rich with forests and rivers. This diversity of environments shows the richness of creation and encourages people to appreciate the planet as a carefully prepared home. The Quran also draws attention to the oceans. It speaks about great bodies of water that contain ships traveling across their surfaces. These ships carry people and goods from one place to another, showing how humans benefit from the resources of the earth. The Quran describes how the sea can appear calm and welcoming, but can also become powerful and overwhelming when storms arise. This balance between calm and power reminds people of the immense forces that exist within nature. By reflecting on the oceans, humans begin to understand that the planet is filled with systems that operate on a grand scale. The movement of clouds is another sign mentioned in the Quran. Clouds gather in the sky and then slowly come together until they form heavy masses filled with water. Eventually, rain falls from them, bringing life to the earth below. The Quran describes how the clouds are driven by winds and then spread across the sky before releasing rain. This process repeats again and again across the planet, supporting forests, farms, rivers, and lakes. Through this description, the Quran encourages people to notice how the atmosphere works as a dynamic system that connects sky and earth. One of the most inspiring messages in the Quran is the idea that the universe is full of signs for those who are willing to think. These signs appear in the stars above, the landscapes of the earth, and the cycles of nature. The Quran frequently asks humans whether they will reflect on these signs. It asks whether they will use their minds to understand the patterns around them. This approach turns the universe into a place of learning. Every natural phenomenon becomes an opportunity to discover something new about the world. The Quran also reminds humans that their own creation is a sign within the universe. Just as the stars and planets were created with balance and order, the human body itself is filled with complex systems. The heart beats continuously, the lungs draw in air, and the brain processes thoughts and memories. These systems operate together to sustain life. By reflecting on their own bodies, people can see that they too are part of the larger design of the universe. This realization connects human life with a broader story of creation. Another fascinating idea mentioned in the Quran is that the universe obeys its creator willingly. The heavens and the earth follow the commands that were given to them. The sun rises at its appointed time, the moon follows its orbit, and the seasons arrive according to their cycles. This obedience of nature highlights the harmony within the cosmos. Everything moves according to laws that maintain balance across the universe. The Quran encourages people to observe these laws and learn from them, showing that the study of nature can deepen understanding of creation. The Quran also paints a vivid picture of the night sky as a moment of peace and reflection. When darkness spreads across the earth and the stars appear, the world becomes quiet. In that calm moment, humans can look upward and feel the vastness of space stretching beyond imagination. The Quran describes the stars as lamps that illuminate the darkness. Their light travels enormous distances before reaching the earth, reminding people that the universe is unimaginably large. Each star may represent a distant world or a massive system far beyond human reach. By thinking about this scale, people begin to appreciate how small the earth is within the cosmos, and yet how special it is as a place where life exists. The Quran also encourages people to consider the origin of life itself. It reminds humans that life began from simple elements provided within the universe. Water, soil, and sunlight work together to create the conditions necessary for living organisms to grow. Plants emerge from the ground. Animals depend on plants and water, and humans rely on both. This interconnected web of life shows that the universe operates as a balanced system where each part supports another. The Quran highlights these connections to help people understand the unity of creation. As the discussion continues, the Quran emphasizes gratitude and awareness. When humans recognize the wonders of the universe, they begin to appreciate the blessings that surround them every day. The light of the sun, the coolness of the night, the rain that nourishes the land, and the beauty of the stars all become reminders of the extraordinary world in which they live. Instead of taking these things for granted, the Quran encourages people to reflect on them with gratitude and curiosity. Through these messages, the Quran transforms the universe into a living classroom. The sky becomes a book of signs, the earth becomes a field of discovery, and the cycles of nature become lessons about balance and design. By observing these wonders, humans develop a deeper sense of connection with the cosmos. They begin to see themselves not as isolated beings, but as participants in a vast and magnificent universe filled with meaning and purpose. This perspective inspires both humility and excitement, encouraging people to continue exploring the mysteries of creation while appreciating the beauty that surrounds them every day. As the Quran continues guiding human attention toward the universe, it deepens the sense of wonder by reminding people that creation is not only vast, but also continuously active. The universe is not described as something that was created and then left alone. Instead, the Quran presents a world that is constantly maintained and governed. Day after day, night after night, the systems of the cosmos continue working with perfect order. The Quran explains that the sun and the moon move with precise calculation. Their motion is not chaotic or random. Each follows a path that has been carefully determined. When people observe the sky over long periods of time, they notice how predictable these movements are. The sun rises from the horizon, travels across the sky, and sets again in the evening. The moon appears in different shapes as the nights pass. These regular patterns make it possible for humans to measure time, plan their lives, and understand seasons. The Quran invites people to reflect on this reliability and recognize the wisdom behind such order. One verse describes how the sun runs its course toward a resting place determined for it. This idea encourages the listener to imagine the incredible journey of the sun through space. Even though ancient observers saw the sun moving across the sky, the Quran's description suggests a much larger motion happening beyond human sight. The sun is part of a greater cosmic system that extends far beyond the earth. When people think about this, they begin to imagine the universe as a vast ocean of stars and galaxies, each moving in its own path while still following the laws placed within creation. Alongside the sun, the moon is described as a light that reflects brightness in the darkness. The Quran explains that the moon passes through measured stages until it returns again to its thin, curved form. These stages have guided calendars in human life for centuries. Farmers, travelers, and communities have relied on the phases of the moon to track time. The Quran uses this example to show that the universe provides tools that help humans organize their lives. Even something as beautiful as the moonlight carries practical meaning within the larger system of creation. The Quran also highlights the alternation of night and day as one of the most visible signs of the universe's design. Night gently covers the earth like a peaceful blanket, allowing people and animals to rest. Then day arrives with light, energy, and activity. This daily cycle is so familiar that many people hardly think about it. Yet the Quran encourages them to pause and reflect on how remarkable this cycle truly is. The turning of the earth brings different regions into sunlight and darkness with perfect timing. Without this balance, life would struggle to survive. The alternation of night and day shows how the planet is part of a greater cosmic dance that keeps the environment stable for living beings. The Quran also invites people to think about the pathways of the sky. It speaks about the heavens as containing paths or tracks along which celestial bodies travel. When modern observers look through telescopes, they see planets orbiting stars and stars orbiting the centers of galaxies. Although the Quran speaks in simple language accessible to all generations, the idea of pathways in the heavens inspires curiosity about the movement of objects across space. The universe appears filled with motion, yet that motion remains organized. The Quran encourages people to think about how such a vast system can remain balanced. Another remarkable theme is the idea that the universe contains countless creations beyond what humans can see. The Quran reminds people that they have been given only a small portion of knowledge. This statement opens the door to endless exploration. As scientists discover new planets, galaxies, and cosmic phenomena, they continue expanding human understanding of the universe. The Quran encourages this sense of discovery by reminding people that creation is far greater than their current awareness. Every new discovery becomes another reason to reflect on the depth and complexity of the cosmos. The Quran also emphasizes the beauty of the universe. Beauty is not presented as something accidental. Instead, it is shown as a deliberate feature of creation. The sky during sunset fills with colors that fade gradually into the darkness of night. The stars sparkle against the deep black background of space. The moonlight reflects softly on oceans and deserts. These scenes inspire feelings of peace and amazement in the human heart. The Quran draws attention to this beauty so that people realize the universe is not only functional but also inspiring. It touches the human spirit and encourages appreciation of the natural world. The scripture also describes how the earth rotates through landscapes filled with signs of creation. Mountains rise from the ground like silent witnesses to the passage of time. Rivers carve pathways through valleys, bringing fresh water to plants and animals. Forests grow with countless forms of life living among their trees. Deserts stretch across the land with unique ecosystems adapted to harsh conditions. The Quran invites people to travel across the earth and see these different environments for themselves. By exploring the planet, humans develop a deeper understanding of the complexity of life. The Quran also reminds people that the universe responds to the commands placed within it. The wind blows according to patterns that move air across continents and oceans. Rain falls in measured amounts that support agriculture and ecosystems. Even lightning and thunder are mentioned as signs that remind humans of the immense energy present within nature. These natural events may appear frightening at times, but they also reveal the powerful forces that operate within the atmosphere. By reflecting on these forces, people gain a sense of respect for the natural. The Quran further explains that everything in the heavens and the earth glorifies the Creator in its own way. This idea suggests that the universe itself participates in a form of harmony. The stars shine, the planets move, the oceans flow, and the winds blow as part of a larger order. Even though humans may not hear this glorification directly, the regularity and balance of nature reflect it. The universe appears like a grand symphony where every element plays its role within the greater composition. Another important message in the Quran is the encouragement to ask questions. Instead of discouraging curiosity, the scripture repeatedly asks humans whether they have considered certain aspects of creation. It asks them to think about how the camel was created, how the sky was raised, how the mountains were established, and how the earth was spread out. These questions invite investigation and reflection. By asking such questions, the Quran encourages people to observe the details of nature carefully. Each observation becomes an opportunity to learn something new about the world. As humans continue exploring the universe, they discover layers of complexity that were previously unknown. Telescopes reveal galaxies billions of light years away. Microscopes reveal tiny organisms invisible to the naked eye. The Quran's message fits naturally with this spirit of exploration. It encourages people to seek knowledge while maintaining a sense of humility. The more humans learn, the more they realize how vast the universe truly is. This realization does not diminish human value. Instead, it places humanity within the larger story of creation. People become explorers who observe the signs of the universe and learn from them. Throughout these reflections, the Quran maintains an uplifting tone that inspires hope and curiosity. The universe is presented as a place of endless discovery. Every sunrise brings new light. Every night sky reveals distant stars waiting to be observed. Every journey across the earth uncovers landscapes filled with life and beauty. By paying attention to these wonders, humans develop a deeper connection with the world around them. They begin to understand that the universe is not merely a collection of objects, but a magnificent creation filled with purpose, balance, and inspiration for those who take the time to look closely. As the journey through the Quran's description of the universe continues, the message becomes even more inspiring. The Quran does not only tell people that the universe exists, it constantly reminds them to observe it with open eyes and curious minds. Again and again, the scripture asks humans to look around and think deeply about what they see. The stars above, the earth below, the flowing rivers, the blowing winds, and the changing seasons all become part of a larger story of creation. The Quran explains that the Creator shaped the universe with wisdom and balance so that life could exist within it. Every element of the cosmos works together in ways that may appear simple at first, but reveal incredible complexity when people begin to study them closely. One of the powerful ideas repeated in the Quran is that everything in the universe has been created with measure. Nothing exists without proportion. The movements of celestial bodies follow precise timing. The distance between the Earth and the Sun allows life to survive. The tilt of the planet creates seasons that support agriculture and ecosystems. The Quran highlights this balance by explaining that everything has been created in due measure. This message encourages people to think about how delicate the balance of the universe truly is. Even small changes in these systems could drastically affect life on Earth. Reflecting on this balance helps humans appreciate the stability of the world they live in. The Quran also describes the sky as a place filled with signs waiting to be discovered. During the night, the sky becomes a vast canvas dotted with stars. These stars vary in brightness and color, forming patterns that humans have observed for thousands of years. The Quran encourages people to look at these lights and reflect on their meaning. For ancient travelers crossing deserts or seas, the stars provided guidance and direction. They were like natural compasses placed in the sky. Even today, when modern technology exists, the beauty of the stars continues to inspire wonder. When someone stands beneath a clear night sky, far from city lights, the sheer number of stars visible can feel overwhelming. The Quran invites humans to experience this feeling of awe and realize that the universe is far greater than their everyday concerns. Another remarkable theme in the Quran is the relationship between the heavens and the earth. The scripture often describes how events in the sky influence life on the planet. Rain falls from clouds, sunlight warms the surface, and winds move across the land carrying moisture and seeds. These connections show that the earth is not isolated, but closely linked to the greater environment of the universe. The Quran encourages people to recognize this connection and understand that life depends on the interaction between many systems working together. By thinking about these relationships, humans begin to see the planet as part of a much larger cosmic network. The Quran also speaks about how the earth produces food for living creatures. From the soil grow grains, fruits, and vegetables that sustain humans and animals. The scripture describes gardens filled with palm trees and grapevines, fields of crops growing from the earth, and plants producing seeds and nourishment. All of this growth depends on sunlight, water, soil nutrients, and time. The Quran uses these examples to remind people that the food they eat comes from a complex chain of natural processes. These processes connect the earth with the sun, the atmosphere, and the cycles of water. By reflecting on the simple act of a seed growing into a plant, people begin to appreciate the miracle of life unfolding around them. The Quran further highlights the diversity found in nature. Even though plants may grow from the same soil and drink the same rainwater, they produce fruits with different tastes, colors, and shapes. Some fruits are sweet while others are sour. Some plants grow tall while others spread across the ground. This diversity shows the creativity present within creation. The Quran encourages people to notice these differences and see them as signs of the richness of the universe. Nature is not uniform or repetitive in a dull way. Instead, it is filled with variety that keeps the world vibrant and fascinating. Another message presented in the Quran is that the universe reflects both power and mercy. Powerful forces shape the cosmos, from the intense heat of stars to the strong winds of storms. Yet within this power exists gentleness that allows life to flourish. Rain falls softly to nourish plants. The warmth of the sun supports growth. The coolness of night provides rest. The Quran highlights these balanced qualities so that humans understand how carefully the world has been arranged. Power and gentleness work together to create an environment where life can thrive. The Quran also reminds people that the universe did not come into existence by chance or accident. It repeatedly states that the heavens and the earth were created with truth and purpose. This message encourages humans to view the cosmos as meaningful rather than meaningless. The vastness of space, the formation of stars, and the existence of life all become part of a purposeful design. By reflecting on this idea, people begin to see the universe as something worth exploring and protecting. Their curiosity becomes part of a deeper appreciation for creation. The scripture also describes how humans are encouraged to learn from the natural world. Animals, plants, mountains, oceans, and skies all carry lessons. Birds flying through the air demonstrate the balance between gravity and motion. Bees gathering nectar show organization and cooperation within nature. Rivers flowing across the land illustrate how water shapes landscapes over time. The Quran invites people to observe these examples carefully and learn from them. Every creature and every natural process becomes part of a living classroom that teaches about the wisdom embedded in creation. One of the most inspiring ideas in the Quran is that reflection on the universe can strengthen human awareness. When people spend time observing nature, they begin to feel connected to something larger than themselves. Looking at a starry sky can remind them of the vastness of space. Standing beside a powerful ocean can remind them of the strength of natural forces. Walking through a forest can reveal the beauty and diversity of life. The Quran encourages these experiences because they awaken curiosity and humility at the same time. Humans realize that they are part of a much greater system of creation. The Quran also points out that knowledge of the universe is something that can grow over time. Each generation discovers new aspects of the natural world. New tools allow people to see deeper into space or closer in a microscopic life. These discoveries expand human understanding of the universe. The Quran's encouragement to reflect and observe aligns with this ongoing journey of knowledge. It reminds people that exploring the universe is not only an intellectual pursuit, but also a way of appreciating the wonders that surround them. As the reflections continue, the Quran repeatedly brings attention back to the idea of signs. Signs appear everywhere in the cosmos. They appear in the structure of the sky, the rhythm of seasons, the growth of plants, and the movement of celestial bodies. These signs are not hidden from humanity. They are visible every day for those who take the time to notice them. The Quran encourages people to open their minds and hearts to these signs. By doing so, they gain a deeper understanding of the world and their place within it. In this way, the Quran presents the universe as a continuous source of inspiration. The sky invites people to look upward and dream about distant worlds. The earth invites them to explore landscapes filled with life and history. The cycles of nature invite them to observe patterns that repeat with beautiful precision. Each observation adds another layer to the human experience of the universe. By reflecting on these wonders, people develop both curiosity and appreciation for the incredible cosmos that surrounds them. The journey of exploration continues, reminding humanity that the universe is filled with mysteries waiting to be discovered and signs waiting to be understood by those who choose to observe with thoughtful attention. As the Quran continues guiding human thought toward the universe, it begins to connect the wonders of creation with a deeper sense of responsibility and awareness. The cosmos is not only something to admire from a distance. It is also something that teaches lessons about harmony, balance, and the delicate systems that support life. The Quran repeatedly reminds people that when they look at the sky and the earth, they are witnessing a creation that operates with incredible precision. Nothing in the universe appears to exist without purpose. Every movement of the stars, every drop of rain, and every growing plant reflects an order that runs through the entire cosmos. By paying attention to these details, humans can begin to understand how carefully the universe has been arranged. One powerful message found in the Quran is that the universe has not been created in play or without meaning. The heavens and the earth were brought into existence with truth and wisdom. This statement encourages people to think about the deeper significance of the world around them. When someone looks at the night sky, filled with countless stars, it becomes difficult to imagine that such a vast and organized system could exist without purpose. The Quran encourages humans to reflect on this feeling of wonder and use it as a starting point for exploring the meaning behind creation. The scripture also describes how the universe is continuously sustained. The systems that keep the cosmos functioning are maintained at every moment. The Quran explains that if these systems were removed even briefly, the heavens and the earth would fall into disorder. This idea highlights the fragility of the balance that holds the universe together. The movement of planets, the stability of stars, and the environment of the earth all depend on laws that maintain order. When people think about this stability, they begin to appreciate how remarkable it is that the universe remains balanced across unimaginable distances and timescales. Another fascinating concept presented in the Quran is the idea that the heavens were once shaped and organized after their initial formation. The scripture described how the sky was formed and then arranged into layers. These layers represent the immense structure of the cosmos, stretching far beyond what the human eye can see. Even today, as astronomers use powerful telescopes to explore the universe, they discover new layers of cosmic structure, such as galaxies, clusters of galaxies, and enormous cosmic networks. The Quran's descriptions encourage people to imagine the universe as a vast and structured creation rather than a simple empty space. The Quran also invites humans to think about the beginning of their own planet within this larger universe. The earth is described as a place prepared for life with water flowing through rivers, mountains rising from the land, and fertile soil supporting plants and animals. These features allow life to develop and flourish. The Quran encourages people to reflect on how many conditions must come together for a planet to support living creatures. The presence of water, the warmth of the sun, the protection of the atmosphere, and the stability of the Earth's surface all work together to create a suitable home for life. When people think about these factors, they begin to realize how unique and valuable their planet truly is. Another important message found in the Quran is the encouragement to explore the earth itself. The scripture often invites people to travel across the land and observe how creation began. By visiting different regions, humans can see the variety of landscapes that exist on the planet. Some places contain vast deserts where survival depends on careful adaptation. Other regions contain lush forests filled with countless species of plants and animals. Mountain ranges stretch across continents, while rivers carve deep valleys over thousands of years. The Quran encourages humans to observe these landscapes because they reveal the long and fascinating history of the earth. Through exploration, people learn more about geology, climate, and ecosystems that shape life on the planet. The Quran also emphasizes that everything in the universe follows a command embedded within creation. The stars shine according to their nature. The wind moves according to atmospheric patterns, and the oceans flow according to gravitational forces. Even though humans describe these processes with scientific terms, the Quran presents them as part of the order established within the universe. This perspective encourages people to study nature carefully because understanding natural laws reveals the complexity and beauty of creation. Scientific discovery becomes another way of appreciating the harmony present in the cosmos. The scripture also draws attention to the passage of time. The universe operates through cycles that repeat again and again. Days turn into nights, seasons change from spring to summer to autumn and winter, and generations of living creatures appear and disappear. These cycles remind humans that the universe is always moving forward. Nothing remains completely still. Stars are born and eventually fade. Mountains slowly erode, and oceans reshape coastlines over centuries. By observing these processes, people begin to understand that the universe has a long and dynamic history. The Quran encourages reflection on these changes so that humans appreciate both the permanence and the transformation within creation. Another striking message in the Quran is the reminder that the universe contains far more than what humans currently know. Even with modern technology and exploration, people have only begun to understand a small portion of the cosmos. The Quran states that humans have been given only a little knowledge compared to the vastness of creation. This idea inspires humility while also encouraging curiosity. Every discovery about the universe opens the door to even more questions. Astronomers continue discovering distant galaxies and mysterious cosmic phenomena. Biologists uncover new forms of life in oceans and forests. Each discovery expands the human understanding of the universe, while reminding people that there is still so much more to learn. The Quran also highlights the emotional experience of observing the universe. When humans stand beneath a clear sky and see the stars stretching across the darkness, they often feel a sense of peace mixed with awe. This feeling is part of the human connection to the cosmos. The Quran encourages people to reflect during these quiet moments. Looking at the sky can inspire thoughts about the origin of the universe, the nature of existence, and the place of humanity within this enormous creation. These reflections deepen the relationship between humans and the world around them. The scripture continues reminding people that the universe is filled with signs for those who think carefully. These signs are not hidden or rare. They appear in everyday experiences, such as the rising sun, the falling rain, the growth of plants, and the shining of stars. By paying attention to these ordinary events, humans begin to see them as extraordinary examples of the order present in creation. This shift in perspective transforms the way people see the world. What once seemed ordinary becomes part of a magnificent system filled with meaning and beauty. As the Quran's exploration of the universe unfolds, it gradually builds a sense of connection between humanity and the cosmos. People are encouraged to observe, reflect, and learn from the signs surrounding them. The universe becomes more than just a physical environment. It becomes a source of inspiration that invites humans to explore its mysteries and appreciate its harmony. Each discovery about the universe becomes another step in understanding the depth and richness of creation. Through this journey of observation and reflection, the Quran guides people toward a deeper appreciation of the cosmos and the remarkable world they inhabit within it. As the Quran brings its reflections about the universe toward a powerful conclusion, it reminds human beings that the story of creation is not only about the beginning of the cosmos, but also about the awareness it awakens in the human heart. Throughout its verses, the Quran repeatedly invites people to observe the sky, the earth, and the countless signs scattered across nature. By the time someone reflects on all these examples, a clear message begins to appear. The universe is not silent or meaningless. Instead, it is filled with signs that encourage people to think, explore, and appreciate the incredible reality surrounding them. The Quran explains that when thoughtful people observe the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of night and day, they recognize that these things were not created without purpose. This reflection leads them to a deeper awareness of the world and their place within it. The scripture encourages humans to see the universe as a vast open field of discovery. Every sunrise, every star, and every drop of rain becomes a reminder of the incredible systems operating within creation. When people begin to notice these details, they realize that the universe is far more organized and beautiful than it may first appear. One of the powerful ideas repeated near the conclusion of these reflections is that the universe itself is constantly pointing toward understanding. The Quran suggests that those who observe the natural world carefully will begin to recognize patterns that reveal wisdom behind creation. The balance of the planets, the stability of the earth, and the diversity of life all hint at a deeper order. By reflecting on these signs, humans develop a sense of humility. They realize that although they may explore and learn about the universe, they remain part of a much larger reality that stretches far beyond their knowledge. The Quran also describes how the universe will not remain exactly as it is forever. Just as the cosmos had a beginning, it will one day experience transformation. The scripture speaks about a future moment when the heavens will be folded up like a scroll and the earth will be changed. This powerful image reminds people that the universe is part of a greater timeline of creation. Everything that exists moves through stages. Stars form and eventually fade. Mountains rise and slowly erode, and even the universe itself will one day reach a moment of change. By mentioning this future transformation, the Quran encourages people to reflect on the temporary nature of the world while still appreciating its beauty and wonder. Another message highlighted in the Quran is the role of human curiosity. Humans are described as beings capable of learning, observing, and discovering. The ability to think deeply about the universe is presented as a gift. Eyes allow people to see the stars and landscapes around them. Minds allow them to analyze patterns and ask questions. With these abilities, humans become explorers of the cosmos. The Quran encourages them to use this potential to seek knowledge and reflect on the signs present in creation. Every new discovery about the universe can strengthen the sense of wonder that inspired exploration in the first place. The Quran also reminds people that the universe contains harmony that humans should respect. The balance found within nature is not something to ignore or damage. Rivers, forests, oceans, and skies all contribute to the systems that support life. By observing these systems, people can learn how delicate the balance of the world truly is. This awareness encourages responsibility toward the environment and the planet. Protecting the earth becomes part of respecting the harmony that has been placed within creation. In this way, the Quran connects cosmic reflection with human responsibility. The scripture also emphasizes that the universe invites continuous reflection. Even after centuries of observation, new mysteries still appear. Scientists discover new galaxies far beyond previous limits of observation. Explorers find new species in remote environments. Researchers uncover hidden structures within atoms and molecules. The universe continues revealing layers of complexity that inspire further investigation. The Quran encourages this never-ending search for knowledge by reminding people that the signs of creation extend far beyond what is currently known. Every discovery becomes another opportunity to appreciate the depth of the cosmos. The beauty of a universe is another theme that shines strongly in the final reflections. The Quran describes the sky as decorated with brilliant lights. It reminds people of the peaceful calm that arrives during the night when stars spread across the darkness. It points to the colorful horizons of sunrise and sunset that paint the sky with shifting shades of light. These moments of beauty are not presented as random accidents. Instead, they are shown as part of the richness of creation. By noticing these scenes, people reconnect with a natural world and rediscover the sense of wonder that often fades in busy daily life. The Quran also speaks about the unity within the universe. Although the cosmos appears vast and diverse, everything within it is connected through the same underlying order. The same physical laws govern the movement of galaxies and the fall of a drop of rain. The same sunlight that illuminates distant mountains also warms the soil where plants grow. The same water cycle that fills oceans eventually nourishes tiny seeds that grow into trees. This unity reminds humans that the universe is not divided into separate, unrelated parts. Instead, it functions as a single grand system in which every element contributes to the whole. As the final reflections unfold, the Quran leaves the reader with a sense of openness and inspiration. The universe remains full of mysteries waiting to be explored. The sky invites people to look upward and imagine the countless worlds that may exist beyond human reach. The earth invites them to explore its landscapes and learn from the diversity of life that thrives across the planet. The cycles of nature invite them to observe patterns that repeat with remarkable precision. All of these experiences encourage humans to remain curious and thoughtful about the world they inhabit. The overall message becomes clear through this long journey of reflection. The universe is a place filled with meaning, beauty, and endless opportunities for discovery. By observing the signs scattered throughout creation, people develop a deeper understanding of both the cosmos and themselves.